everyone, and welcome back to another episode, singular. This is one episode of Rank Masters. Oh, we're not getting this intro, are we?
I don't know. It depends on if someone stops the episode halfway through and then does it again. Is it technically 2 episodes for them? Who knows? Maybe it is 2 episodes.
If they do that, they're just watching things out of order. Now, you don't need to watch things out of order, but at least watch all the way through or listen all the way through, because this is an audio podcast too. We need to remember that.
Well, that's not out of order. It's just.
you make it to number 5 on a top 10 list, and you're like, I'm done with this. Let's watch a different top 10 list. You know what? Fair enough.
No, it doesn't. They don't have to. I'm not saying they have to stop. I'm just saying, they get to 5 and they're like, I'm a little tired. I'm gonna go to bed. And then in the morning they continue and they pick it up at 4. So now it's 2 episodes for them.
But that's the start of a different episode. It's not like they're what. So we're welcoming them back to either 1 episode or 2 episodes. And if we're assuming 2 episodes, that means that this moment, this section of time that they have plotted out for themselves, will contain either the 1 or 2 episodes. And if they sleep on it, that's a different section of time. That's not the same time period, buddy.
I'm not sure. I think you're a little confused. All I am saying is you don't have to listen to this podcast all the way through.
But you should.
But you should.
We can
then listen to it again and then give us a like and then comment.
If you're capable of it, because let's be real.
Or leave us a review on whatever platform you're on.
That is true.
Because, there's a lot of platforms out there that I don't even know if we got any type of, engagement on yet. So go to our Anchor page and just leave us a review on all of those platforms.
Every single one of them. Yeah, literally, I was looking at our Anchor page, our analytics, and the only sites we got listens to were Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and none of the others that we set up got anything. So now we know our audience now. They are YouTube fans and Apple product users. And you know what? Good to know. We'll keep this in mind and make a list out of that somehow.
Sorry, this is strictly an Android user podcast. I'm sorry.
Hello?
You cannot listen.
I have an Apple phone. I can't listen to my own podcast.
You're a traitor. You are an Apple traitor.
Honestly,
and that's just how it is.
Tragic. Anywho, I think this is the longest we've gone without saying our names. Hi, I'm Seth, and that's Trace. Probably. Are you still Trace?
I don't get to introduce myself. I'm Trace.
Well, last time you said I have been Trace, and then I don't know if you're still Trace or not.
Okay, I'm Trace. I have been Trace. I will continue to be Trace.
Awesome. Perfect.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is Rank Masters, where we take a random list on the internet, and then we decide if it's a good list or not. I am taking the reins now. So far, they've been iffy. I'm taking the reins because Seth apparently can't get through the entire intro.
Intros are hard. They just are. They're hard.
Yeah, if you're joining in right now, why? This is episode 3. We've done an episode so far on best podcast ideas and also mythical beasts, which were more Greek mythology than anything else.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing. I like other types of mythologies. But
we may revisit that topic later. What is today's topic?
Today's topic, and honestly, you mentioned why people might join in right now on episode 3. Given today's topic, I think I understand why people might be hopping in now. This is the list of the top 20 most edible and best tasting Pokemon ever made. Which is a strange title.
I have predictions. Yeah, I had predictions on who could be number 1. I'm not going to say anything. I want to get into the list and just give my ideas as they flow.
I want to hear your prediction before we get to 10. I want to hear your number 1 prediction before we get there.
Okay, and since this is a top 20 list, let's zoom through the latter 20. Well, the latter 10, and then we can really dig in. Get it? Because we're gonna be talking about tasty Pokemon.
Well, supposedly.
Supposedly, we'll see how tasty.
According to fandomspot.com, these are the tastiest Pokemon in the Pokédex. Which I don't know when this was written. It's not dated anywhere. I don't see a date, so they might not have.
Not dated.
No, I don't see a date anywhere. Maybe I'm just not looking hard enough. But I can't really think of any of the newer generation Pokemon that might make this list. Beyond 5, I don't know what would put on this list. So hey, if it's only gens 1 through 5, that's true. You're right. That might be
Abominable probably has some killer fucking meat. I'm pretty sure one of its dex entries even says the meat in its claws is delicious. So if Crabominable does not make it to this list, we know it's from earlier generations.
Honestly, if you just remembered that off the top of your head, that's mad impressive.
Well, I think because Crabominable is Gen 7, right? Or Gen 8?
Yeah, no, it's Gen 7. It was Sun and Moon, right? I think it was Sun and Moon. I don't know.
It's
Gen 7 is Sun and Moon, because 6 is X and Y, 7 is Sun and Moon, or an Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun and all that.
Okay, yes. So yes, Alola is 7, yeah.
I hate
Crabominable is Gen 7. Why do you hate... I mean, I didn't enjoy Alola games, but I enjoyed...
I just hate that the sequels are just the same game again.
That's Ultra what it Sun always is.
No, Black and White 2 were completely different games from
That was
Black
a one-off
and White.
thing.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. But anyway, let's get into the list because we've already tangented for longer than we were expecting to for the entire first 10 of the top 20.
Okay, let's go. Let's jump through these. Let's go.
All right. Number 20 on the list, Krabby. For a reason I'm sure you could expect.
That's fair. I love me some crab legs.
It's straight up just
delicious,
a crab.
Delicious.
It says, it's tough to argue how mouth-wateringly delicious Krabby's claw meat would be served with a bowl of melted Miltank butter. Yeah, you're right, but sure.
Maybe we don't say the Miltank butter part. That's a little weird.
They said the Miltank butter part, and I'm just reading what's on here. They also mean that a trainer could enjoy a lovely shellfish supper, then absolutely devastate a lurking Growlithe just a few days later with the exact same Krabby they just feasted on, because Krabby's claws grow back. They're an infinite source of food.
I like that. I like infinite sources of food. All right. I think we've done enough on Krabby.
That's enough on Krabby. I don't want to think about crabs any longer. Number 19 is actually Magikarp, which I'm surprised is not higher on the list.
No, that's bad. I'm pretty sure carp is dry and it's not tasty.
Yeah. But
carp in the real world, I'm pretty sure is supposed to be a really cheap fish because there isn't a lot there.
You're right. This is true. But it's the one Pokemon that's constantly brought up in the anime as food.
Well, also, I remember specifically there's an episode where Team Rocket is we're going to eat this fish, and then they can't because it's too tough to even dig into.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
Alive, I mean, which is weird. But yeah, so I don't even think Magikarp deserves to be on this list. I'm sorry.
That's fair. It says that apparently, trainers in the world of Pokemon consider Magikarp an actual treat, but you're right. It's a carp. It's just an actual carp. So who knows? Shall we move on to 18? 18, yep. Interesting decision here. They put Cherubi, which is... Sure? I mean, fair enough.
Okay. I think that's fair. I mean, it could probably be tasty. A nice little fruity snack. Like me, I'm a fruity snack.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I think it could be good. Isn't it? I'm trying to remember all my Pokemon. If anyone hasn't picked up on it yet, I'm a big Pokemon fan.
Trace is far more knowledgeable in the world of Pokemon than I am. I'm a Mystery Dungeon guy, and Trace is an everything Pokemon guy. It blows my mind how much he knows about this.
I think there is something about eating the little, the little ball.
It says that literally on the page. It says it's canon that the smaller fruit on its stem is packed with nutrients.
Yeah, okay, exactly. Yeah, it's the little ball is actually really good for you. So
yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it's tasty.
It also says that it spends most of its days just running around trying not to be eaten by Starly. Which Starly has good taste in that department. I get it.
Interesting. That's fair.
Number 17, again, a Pokemon I thought would be higher up on the list. We have Chansey.
Chansey. I don't know. I look at Chansey and I'm like, that thing is 90% fat content.
Yeah, that's delicious.
Okay, here's a weird cross section of my brain that actually I'm like, interesting.
This is the where I learned.
Where I learned about meat quality and meat cuts through my agriculture background in school. But then I've also been a Pokemon fan for a really long time. So it's a weird cross section where I'm like, I feel uniquely qualified to talk about this list all of a sudden. And I did the last episode we talked about the compartments of the stomach, and you were surprised that I remembered all of the compartments of the stomach, and I was like, that shit was hammered into you. All right.
You got knowledge on this agriculture stuff. I get it, I
don't know. I look at Chansey and I'm like, I don't know. This seems like a really mostly fat stores type of person, type of animal, and I don't think it'd be high quality meat.
That's fair. Unfortunately, this list makes no claims about chancy meat. This list only talks about the egg, which I think is just
boiled, like, that's
I think it's just
a
lack of imagination on this list part. Fandomspot.com, you should do better. Tell me how Chancy's just fat meat would taste.
It's fatty meat. I would have to assume that it would be more close to sausage and like pig meat than anything.
That makes sense.
Because it would be fatty and it'd probably be really greasy.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would be very good, though. I think it would be really low quality.
I think I would like it.
Grade.
All right. Next up, number 16, Vanillite. I mean, yeah, this is just an obvious answer. It's just ice cream.
Yeah, but that makes me a little concerned. Like, I don't know.
If this is 16?
I have never looked at Vanillite. Wait. Vanillite, Vanillix, and Vanillish.
Vanilla's the lowest. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I look at it and I'm like, it doesn't, like, I look at it and I'm like, this is an ice cream cone, but I don't think it's ice cream. Like, I don't think if I look at it, it would be sweet.
What do you think it is instead, then?
No, I don't know. I feel like I'd poke it and it would just be skin. I don't know. I think it's like, it just looks like ice cream. I don't think it actually is like a mush up there because that's where its head is, right?
I think that's just stylization. I think it has. When I look at it, it has kind of like the same texture to me as Alcream, which I just remembered is another Pokemon past Gen 6 that would probably go on this list.
Oh, Alcremie?
Alcream.
Alcremie?
Don't do this to me. don't be a YouTube commenter, please.
It's okay. You already said Cherubi wrong.
I did? What did I say?
Cherubi?
Cherubi? Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's
which
close,
I mean may be closer. I think who knows?
Cherubi and Cherubi, they're close enough to each other. Who cares? Yeah, it's
close
fine.
Enough.
But yeah, Vanillite definitely. It looks like ice cream to me. I don't know what you're thinking of. Like,
I don't know. To me, I'm like, I would touch it and it would just be skin that looks like ice cream.
It reminds me.
I don't think it would taste very good.
Of like the Dairy Queen soft serves in particular. Why are we bringing this back to Dairy Queen again?
I don't know. She's our sponsor. Remember, she's our main sponsor.
We're not sponsored by Dairy Queen. Legally speaking, we have to clarify that.
Yeah, we are not actually sponsored.
We want to be.
In our hearts, we are sponsored by Dairy Queen.
It's more like in our stomachs.
Yeah, very true.
Oh my god. It does say it stays at negative 58 degrees Fahrenheit. So that has to be ice cream. It might just be more ice. It looks more like frozen cream at that temperature.
I don't know. I'm still convinced it's just skin that looks like ice cream.
All right, fair enough. Well, speaking of a skinny creature, number 15 is Bayleaf.
Bayleaf. Okay, so Bayleaf makes sense because it has like the aromas.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure Bayleaf is the aroma one that makes you want to fight. So that doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't it be Meganium, where it says like it's a very sweet and like savory type of scent?
There's no guarantee that Meganium's not also on this list. It could be on this list further down.
Okay.
But let's be real. In terms of like aromas that make you want to fight, that's just pepper. That's a spice.
I imagine it's probably like a spicy, like, you know, a pepper and like oregano and maybe something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I think it describes itself at like this list describes it as kind of like having bay leaves specifically. Like that's what it improves. Yes,
that makes sense.
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
Obviously, given the name. So now I'm just imagining that this is just what would the rest of its body be made of? Because obviously the leaves are plant. Do you think it's made out of like plant material and taste like plants, or do you think it's made of meat and just has that kind of plant seasoning to it?
I don't know. It's a very long and persistent question in the Pokemon fan community. Are plant-based Pokemon made out of meat, or are they made out of plants? And I don't think we'll ever know.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I like to think that Chikorita, the pre-evolution, is like a pear. It's a pear, but then it's also gonna have organs, right? So I don't know. It's very weird.
I think Pokemon anatomy doesn't actually exist.
They're completely fair.
Yeah, I don't think they have anything inside them. They're just souls possessing these weird things.
But we do see them eat in the anime, so it's gotta go somewhere.
We do definitely see them eat. This is true. Next up on the list, and I think this one again. Why is this so far down on the list? I'm very scared for what is...
Because there are so many tasty Pokemon,
there are a lot of tasty
it's
Pokemon.
so delicious.
But this one is Tauros, or Taros, or it's the bull Pokemon.
Okay, that one is weird. I figured that one would be in the top 10, because that's literally
just steak.
Yeah, I was like, that's literally just beef.
It's just beef, yeah.
And people love beef.
It is straight up just a steak. It's a bull. Why is this so low?
I don't know. That's so weird. Why wouldn't you put it up higher? And I don't know. It looks like a pretty lean type of beef. Like, I think it looks delicious.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, looking at this cow from across the field, I'm like,
tasty.
That one's the one that I want to take to slaughter, I guess.
That might be why it's so low. It's just so hard to actually slaughter. Like, imagine slaughtering a Pokemon. That's gonna be... I
don't know. What is their justification? Like, what do they say that it...
It doesn't.
Low?
It doesn't say why it's low. It says why it's high. Again, this is top 20, so it's like trying to say this is why it deserves to be on the list compared to the 1,000 other Pokemon that could be on the list.
That's fair.
But it says, like, with a nice herd of Tauros, you'll never have to go out for a steak dinner again. It's the meat cattle of the Pokemon world being naturally inclined to move together in large groups that could be a real nuisance to anyone not interested in being stampeded by 200-pound bulls.
Yeah, and now we have, like, 3 other varieties. Like, there are 4 types of Tauros now.
That's
so,
true.
Like, there's some variety in new meat. Like, I don't know.
Do you think different types of Tauros taste different?
I think it would be like different types of cattle. Like, you know how always people are like talking about Wagyu beef or Angus beef. Like, I think it would just be like that. It'd be like people saying that their beef is higher quality based on the breed of cattle that they have. I think that's how it's going to be. So I think people would probably take the fire type or fighting. Is it fire or fighting type?
There's combats, there's blaze, and there's aqua. And then there's just regular.
I think the blaze one would be the one that would be like the high quality Wagyu beef that people would be saying is the best. That's just my assumption.
I can see that, yeah.
Based off of nothing but vibes.
Based off nothing but vibes. I mean, of the 3 non-standard breeds, so the standard Tauros is 194 pounds on average. The blaze breed is 187 pounds. It's
these are
smaller.
Small.
Well, but the combat and aqua breed are both in like the 250 pounds.
That's still very small.
Yeah, they are small. Maybe that's why it's so low. Maybe that's their justification for having it be only 14. Is because they're bulls, but they're tiny bulls, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. That seems... Yeah, whatever. We can move on.
We can move on.
They deserve to be higher, but whatever.
Yeah. And then next up on the list is another real-world equivalent. We have Tepig. It's just a pig.
Tepig? But that's a baby pig. That's not a lot on there. Why wouldn't you go up to like Embor? Give me some of that Embor meat.
Again, it might be later on the list, but Embor's less of a pig and more of a person at that point.
Well, maybe you misunderstand the meat that I want from Embor.
No! Trace,
no.
The horny episode was last time.
Too bad. It's always going to be there.
That's fair.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I look at Tepig and I'm like, that's a baby pig. I mean, like, we're not getting to get like veal territory over with Tauros because there is no pre-evolution to Tauros.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see much high quality food coming off of that Tepig. It's like a teacup pig, which are not real. Do not buy small pigs; they will get big.
They do not last small.
It's potbelly pigs, which are more bred for like companionship and other reasons over taste.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't agree.
I will say
I don't think it should be on the list at all.
I see the second line of arguments here. It says this fire type basically spends its whole life slowly cooking itself from the inside. And that might have convinced me. This is just a slow roast Pokemon. This is its own crockpot.
You can slow roast garbage meat, and it's still going to be garbage meat at the end of it.
Actually, yeah, you're right. If it were one of the evolutions, I would be on board. But Tepig, it's kind of too small for that. It's kind of too baby.
Tepig's too small. I think it's going to provide you nothing, and you're going to be disappointed at the end of it.
Yep. Anyway, next one, Cloyster. Have fun with this one, Trace.
No, I mean, like, I get it. Cloister, people like clams.
True.
People like to eat people.
Where are you going with this?
I don't know. I'm trying to make it to where people can't take it as an innuendo. I am being 100% genuine.
Cloister
people
is already an innuendo.
Shellfish.
Yeah.
Like, okay, there's those two trainers in the Pokemon game that are dating, and one says that a Cloister and one says that an Onyx.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, people have been memeing on that for years. But anyway. No, Cloister literally straight up looks like something it shouldn't.
Yeah, I agree.
But as for taste, I don't know. The Pokemon itself is mostly shell and then a pearl.
Yeah, I assume it's talking mainly about eating the pearl because with...
But why would you eat the pearl? The pearl isn't edible.
It says you.
Says everyone. You don't eat the pearl.
That's true. Their description of Cloister is making me, again, question if it should be on this list. Because it's like, it says that while it may not look appetizing with its hard outer shell, the right combination of tiny crackers, hot sauce, and lemon would bring out the naturally buttery, briny flavors that oysters are known for. The only problem would be getting the shell open because it can withstand a missile blast.
Yeah, like, I think they're off on base on this one. Maybe if they went like with a clam pearl.
Yeah, okay, that's a good
Girly
argument
Pop,
right there.
that one's right there.
Girly Pop.
And it actually looks like it has meat on it. Sorry, were you not ready for the Girly Pop?
I was not ready for that, no.
Like, I don't know. Cloister, bad choice. Go with Clam Pearl. That's my good substitution.
That's fair.
So maybe it's higher on the list.
It could be higher on the list. But we are at number 11, which means we get to slow down after this one. But we're at Execute.
Okay.
Which...
Why? That's just a treat.
Well,
no,
execute.
Sorry.
The small ones. They're basically
the
eggs.
seeds.
Except
they're seeds.
Yeah. It says
seeds.
that the Pokédex is pretty confusing about what precisely this breakfast staple is. In Gen 1, it says that it's actually plant seeds that are mistaken for eggs, yet in every dex entry after that, it explicitly states that it is a group of 6 eggs that communicate telepathically with each other. Until we get straight answers, I'm going to continue believing that young future trainers are just sent to the Pokemart to pick up an oranberry juice, a loaf of bread, and half dozen Execute for breakfast.
That makes no sense, because Pokemon eggs exist. Pokemon eggs are right there.
They do exist.
Why would you get Execute, which is seeds? It's just seeds. They call them eggs for convenience in the Pokédex. They grow up into a tree. Eggs don't grow into a tree. Like, I don't know. I don't think the person who wrote this list knows anything about Pokemon. I'm just going to say it.
It's possible.
It right there.
This is fandom
We've
spot.
gone through 10.
They're not the best place.
We've gone through 10 of them. I don't know. I'm voting on this list being bad. But all right, we're actually into the top 10 now, so maybe they can redeem themselves.
Well, no, I want to hold on to Execute for a little bit, because I still think, even if they aren't eggs, even if they are just seeds and they taste like normal seeds, I mean, sunflower seeds are great.
Sunflower seeds are great. Pumpkin seeds are great. I don't know.
They could just be seeds that taste like eggs, or seeds that taste something completely different. I don't know.
That could be true, but if they are seeds, they're probably going to be hard like seeds, and they're probably going to not be able to fit in your mouth.
I mean, 3 of them are already cracked. Just in their artwork, they're just, by standard, they're cracked pretty easily.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there can still be a harder inner shell of a seed. Just because the outer shell cracks doesn't mean that. And I don't know. I'm giving through too many variables. I think it's a bad choice. I'm just gonna say bad choice. Should have gone with something else.
Yeah. Anywho, number 10. So we're getting into the meat and potatoes of this list. No pun intended. The pun was very intended. I'm lying here. We start off with Oddish.
Onions. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. I think you could probably slice up an Oddish and add it to a dish, and it'd be pretty tasty. I think that's fine.
I mean, is it an onion? I don't think it is an onion.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what it is. It's a type of weed of some sort.
It's an onion.
Is it? Are you sure? Is it guaranteed to be an onion?
I am going to throw down my trace guarantee that this is based off of wild onions.
Oddish. Onion? Question mark. Type that in. Is Oddish an onion? It somewhat resembles an onion. It's also poison type, which I forgot about. So maybe it is an onion, actually. Because The poison's what makes you cry. Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. I don't think it belongs above Tauros by any means.
No way it belongs.
But I think
above
Oddish should be
Tauros.
fine.
I think it's just an onion. Like, you can't have a meal out of a single onion.
Uh-oh.
It's just an onion. It's garnish for roast beef, is what it says, or a peppery. Yeah. Okay. This Phantom Spot. I think I'm losing this Phantom Spot website because it says that it's like a peppery radish flavor to salads. I'm like, no, I don't think so. Are you? Huh? Trace, are you still there? All right, we're back. That was weird. We just had a funky internet glitch.
It's the internet.
Well, welcome to the internet. Welcome to episode 3 of a podcast. Things are gonna go wrong sometimes. Yeah.
No, I think it's a good idea. I think it'd be a great seasoning. I think it's perfect. Yeah, Oddish. Eat them little suckers up.
Not a sentence I was hoping to hear about Oddish today, but you know what? Yeah.
Maybe they're radishes.
They could be. It has ish at the end.
Yeah, maybe it's a combination of onion and radish.
If it's an onion radish, what would that taste like? Would it taste more like an onion or a radish? I don't know.
Those are very potent flavors.
Those are.
It'd be hard to probably. I don't know. I'm gonna give my stamp of approval. Oddish, pretty good. Pretty
stamp
good
of
idea.
Approval. Pretty good, but not like above Tauros, right?
Yeah, Tauros should still be
dumb.
Higher.
Also, I forgot. I wanted your prediction for number 1 before we get to number 10, and we just got to number 10. So what's your prediction for number 1 now?
Oh, Miltank.
You think Miltank is number 1?
I think Miltank is number 1, especially now that Tauros has been outruled. Miltank, I think, is going to be great. Because one, they're probably going to assume that you can, that.
Wait a minute. This is going into a weird overlap of your brain right now. You have to give yourself a minute to think about it, don't you?
Yeah. So they're probably going to assume most of the meat you eat is from steers. So they're probably going to assume that heifers and just general cows are probably also put up to slaughter, which isn't common. So I'm going to assume that they're going to think that it's also beef quality as well as the milk. So I think they're going to put it at number 1.
I do think, however they treat Miltank, if Miltank's even on the list, they might just have only Tauros, which is strange. But
yeah, sure.
I don't know why I'm saying this. I already know what's on the list, but
yeah. So that's my prediction for number 1 is Miltank, that they're going to assume that heifers and cows are also put up to slaughter commonly, and
yeah,
which it's not. I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of small farm terms, but anyway, go ahead.
Words are hard. I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
All right. So that's Oddish. You think Miltank is going to be the number 1?
We'll
find out when we get close to number 1. But number 9, we have, and I'm convinced I'm still saying this right, Alcreme.
No, Alcreme.
It's Alcreme. It's just cream.
It's Alcreme.
All right, fine. But yeah, Alcreme. It says.
Yeah, I could probably pick one of them little suckers up and just go. I think it tastes fine.
Trace, you're gonna listen to this now. You're gonna listen to this episode.
Okay,
you're gonna have to hear your voice do that.
I know. I'll probably skip 15 seconds ahead or something. But I think I could see myself just. I don't know. I'm probably not alive because I also I don't like to eat alive things.
I was gonna say it's staring. This picture that they have on the site is staring at me. Its eyes are piercing my soul, and I don't know how I do that.
It's very cute.
Yeah. But
I'm surprised they went with Alcreme and not it's
evolutions.
Yeah,
which I can't remember the names of.
Neither can I for some reason. I'm oh man, I'm blanking.
Well, probably because Alcreme is.
Oh no, Alcreme isn't. Sorry, I was thinking of Milcery, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing that one right. That one I could just slurp up. Alcreme, yeah. I think I could. You know what? If it's in its Gigantamax form, I'm going right up to
absolutely. Gigantamax Alcremie is different.
That's just a full-on cake.
Yeah. But it does mention how it has like a ton of different flavors. Like it has the vanilla. Wow, words are hard today. Milli Vanilli. Vanilla, ruby, matcha, mint, lemon, salted, ruby, caramel, rainbow. It's got all the flavors. It is literally food.
Yeah, it's just food. Which, if we're talking about new region, Dash Bun.
I thought of it the same second that you did.
Like, I bet that thing tastes pretty damn good. I'm sorry. I have looked at that goddamn dog and thought, man.
Don't
They
eat the dog.
didn't have to make it look so tasty.
Don't eat the croissant.
I know, it's bad.
Yeah, there's just been a trend recently in recent games where it's just one of the Pokemon is straight up food. And I think it started with the ice cream in Gen 5, and then I don't know what happened, but they're like...
I don't know, I would have to think. Sometimes I get Pokemon generations mixed up, but there may have been stuff before that. I feel like Pokemon as food isn't as uncommon as we think it is.
I think Pokemon as food has been around for a while, but I don't think it's been like as clear and direct one-to-one as it has been since Gen 5. You know? Like, the ice cream Pokemon really started this trend of just, this Pokemon is straight up a food item. It's not, okay, this is similar to a food item. I can see the comparison. It's just, no, this is food.
Well, I mean, Dash Bun isn't just food. It's also a dog.
It's food in the shape of dog.
Yeah, so I don't think it fits into your little classifications.
It's bread. It's straight up bread. It is bread in the shape of dog. That's like saying Alcremie isn't actually like a cake. It's a thing. It's a
fairy in the shape of a cake.
No, it's a cake in the shape of a fairy. That's not.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. I think that's a better way to say it.
It's just like it's bread in the shape of a dog, not dog in the shape of bread.
I do think Alcremie would be very delicious, though. I want to try every flavor that they have. I think it would actually be really, really good.
Of the flavors, which do you think would be your favorite? So we have vanilla, ruby, which is sweet and tart flavor. I assume that's more like a berry type. Matcha, mint, lemon, salted, ruby. Wait, there's two. Oh, there's ruby swirl. Okay, so there's the creams and then the swirls. So we have ruby cream, matcha, mint, lemon, salted cream, ruby cream, caramel swirl, and rainbow swirl.
I think it's got to be either regular old vanilla, because I actually really like the flavoring of vanilla. Like, if people ask me, what's your favorite type of ice cream? And I'm like, vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla does
It's just so sad, but it's so good. And also, like, you can add whatever you want to vanilla.
This is true.
It still tastes pretty good. So if, like, you're still wanting vanilla ice cream, but you're like, oh, I kind of want to, add some peanut butter to it, which I do quite often.
Peanut butter is great.
But then also caramel. I mean,
yeah, the caramel swirl, it says it has a bitter flavor, and I'm like, I wouldn't really describe caramel as being bitter. Bitter.
Maybe it has like some salt on it, so like it just has like that bitterness of salt.
But salted is a different flavor.
Well, you never know. I mean, they can get a little bit of salt action on the side.
That's true, yeah. I think I would probably go with a mint Alcremie, because I like mint. Mint's a good flavor. It makes me happy. And also the existence of mint in the Pokemon universe with all the other types of plants that they have is kind of funny to me. I'm not going to lie.
I can't wait for the mint-based Pokemon. I don't think there is one yet.
That's true. Is there?
I don't think so.
Pokemon based on mint. Let's look this up real quick. I have the
I don't think that
on mint.
I don't think that it exists yet. I think that's an untapped market there, Pokemon. You can have that idea for free.
Nah, mint in the Pokemon universe is only an item.
Oh yeah, so you're talking about the mints, like the adamant mint, the jolly mint.
Yeah, those
impish mint. Yeah, that's to change
the serious mint, which is it has nothing. It does nothing to your stats. It
does nothing. Yeah, no, that
I think it's
serious.
Funny.
All right,
it's serious.
No, yeah. That's usually used for competitive, so I have a bunch of those in my
I'm not surprised, yeah. All right, number 8, and this one does not make sense to me on this list. I'm not sure why this is here, but it has Jigglypuff. That's really? A balloon.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think you're going to get a lot out of that. That's worse than the Chansey earlier.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to get a lot out of a Jigglypuff.
Who put Jigglypuff on number 8?
I think it's someone who has a very specific interest. Like,
don't like call this.
Like, they were really into something. I don't know what it is. Could be, I don't know, just throwing things out there. Maybe inflation or something. I don't know.
I'm
not giving any labels.
They do make an argument, though.
I've
been reading the argument. I'm kind of understanding it now. It says in Japan. I think they mean in Japanese, but in Japan, Jigglypuff's name is Purine, which translates to pudding.
Yeah.
While this might merely reference how wiggly and soft it is, I'd like to imagine a world where Jigglypuffs are made of creamy strawberry pudding. Plus, it already resembles a tasty little cream puff with its round body and dollop-shaped ornaments on its forehead. I don't agree.
No,
I don't think it...
I don't agree. And even if it was pudding, I hate pudding. So, like,
really?
Even then... Yeah, no, pudding is gross.
Fair enough.
I do not like the way it feels in my mouth. It is disgusting. I do not like it. But yeah, I don't think so. Even Jigglypuff, I do not look at that thing. Sam, I am.
I do not look at that thing, just in general. I do not perceive Jigglypuff.
I do not see it.
Jigglypuff is not real. Hungry Box, go fuck yourself.
Now, I will say the Scream tail that they have in the new games.
That does look cool.
I think is much preferable over the old Jigglypuff. I'm sorry.
I agree.
But I don't think I would eat either of them.
Yeah. No. Neither of them look like food. They just look like weird. The Scream tail looks more like a fish than anything. Like I think it does, doesn't it?
Where are you getting fish from?
The hair tail thing, the origin of its name, Screamtail, that looks like the fin of one of those like exotic fishes, you know?
It's a ponytail.
Yeah.
It's a ponytail.
But
it's not a fish.
It doesn't look like it's made of hair, though, is what I'm saying. I think it's made of, like...
It looks more like it's made out of hair than it looks like a fish.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, you're going to look up a fish now and you're going to be like, this looks exactly like Screamtail. It doesn't. No fish you're going to show me is going to look like Screamtail. You're wrong.
All right, fine. Whatever you say, boss.
It doesn't look tasty. It doesn't look like a fish. It's not made out of pudding.
I agree with 2 of those 3 statements. The fish one, clearly I have a different stance on.
Now, there's a lot of emotions being thrown around right now.
There
I think
are.
We just need to go back.
De-escalate. Let's calm down a little bit.
We need to go back to this person who decided Jigglypuff looked tasty.
Yeah, what the fuck?
What the fuck is up with you, all right?
Yeah.
Contact us. Tweet at me on Twitter. I want to know what hurt you in your past that made you think Jigglypuff looks delicious.
Part of me wonders if they just had to put Jigglypuff on this list because Jigglypuff is a popular Pokemon. Like, in terms...
Gotta get that SEO, I guess.
Yeah.
People looking up, can you eat Jigglypuff? Bunch of weirdos.
Who set up?
I don't know. This person, okay? This singular person and maybe like 2 other people in the world.
But my thing is, though, like, if that were the case, if they were just trying to go for, like, popular Pokemon... And I'm going to give you a spoiler as to some of what's not on the rest of this list.
Oh,
Pikachu's not on this list.
That makes
Charizard's
sense.
not on this list.
You don't need a Charizard. Well, I could eat a Charizard.
Oh my god. I mean, dragon meat does sound like it would be good.
That
I'm not gonna lie. That could
pretty delicious.
Why was that not on this list?
I don't know.
But like, that would be a great way to up your SEO if that's your argument for putting Jigglypuff in. But I think they just literally thought. I think the pudding argument is just their argument for Jigglypuff. All right, and
we're back.
We're back. Goddamn tech difficulties. It happens.
It's technical difficulties. I'm still setting up my office, and apparently my computer doesn't know that.
Maybe one of your rats is just sabotaging you. Like, you're being too loud. It's nap time.
No, I mean, they can't get out of their cage, and I mean, not right now, at least.
They're psychic. They could just, like, telepathically break your head.
Oh, little rat minds.
Little rat minds,
yeah. Too much yogurt.
I mean,
for people who don't understand that reference, there was like a couple of studies that came out that was like yogurt makes, I don't know, rats more empathetic or something, or more strong, or makes them grow better or something. I don't know.
Interesting. Okay, actually, I might have to look up that study as a psychologist after this, because that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was something interesting. It was just they fed them yogurt.
It's probably rats. We typically use rats instead of mice. But number 7. Are you time to move on? Because speaking of yogurt,
I mean, we've decided that Jigglypuff is not a fish. It is not tasty.
No, you've decided that's not a fish. I'm still on the fish stance.
Okay, so we're in agreement. We can go. We can move on.
Yes. Okay. Number 7 is Slurpuff. Yeah.
No, I mean that thing doesn't even look pleasant to just be a friend with. That thing.
Yeah. I think this is more food than friend in my case.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like a cupcake.
This would be one of those like animals that I'd be fine putting in like a stockyard altogether in a crowded space and not.
Oh, Trace, what the fuck? Trace, are you okay?
Okay, that's very uncommon. Okay, like no real world animals fall into that category for me. But for this Pokemon in particular, if we had it in the real world, I think I'd be fine with it being like. Have you ever seen like a Tyson chicken like farm?
Yeah,
where, like all the chickens are like in their own individual wired cages. And like it's really bad and not good for the animal. Look it up.
You'd be okay for the Slurpuffs?
I would be okay if we did that to Slurpuffs.
Oh my god.
I feel like Slurpuff committed war crimes.
Is it all look at his little face? Yeah.
Look at his little face, and you tell me that thing has not like committed some type of crime on a mass scale. You can't. You look at it and you're like,
This is not what I was expecting when I said this. What
did you expect out of Slurpuff?
I don't know. It just looks like a cupcake to me. I thought it would be similar, like, if you were going to dislike it, I thought it'd be similar to, like, the pudding thing. Because it kind of looks like pudding somewhat.
Yeah, I don't like pudding either, but this thing looks like it, I don't know, like it has committed several atrocities and it's still on the loose.
All right. I mean, I guess. I'm not comfortable staying on Slurpuff any longer.
Why? Slurpuff is not fun. Let me tell you. Okay, so when Slurpuff was announced, I was like, man, I think that was the first time that I saw a Pokemon design and I was like, they're really running out of ideas, which is a stupid sentiment. I think it's the worst sentiment ever, okay?
But Slurpuff was the one that made you believe it.
But Slurpuff was the one that I was like, man, maybe they need to take a few of these back to the drawing board. And like it in what is it? The other one. The one that was like the version exclusive that came with it. Not came with it, but it was like on the opposite one. It was like Aramise or something like that. I don't know. It was supposed to be like a plague doctor / go-go dancer /
I don't know what bird. The fuck you're talking about.
And it also, those two together, okay, I was like,
what's its name? Aromatisse? Oh, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that. It has aroma in it. Aroma and then tease. Aromatisse. Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean now.
I saw those and I was like, Which, I mean, they've grown on me a little bit. I think it's endearing that they've committed war crimes, but I think, but still looking at them, I'm like, these aren't going to go on my team. Like, someone out there loves you. It's just not me. And that's fine.
I think I appreciate Aromatisse's design. I think it's fine. It's not bad. But
it's showing a little thigh.
Yeah, it is showing a little thigh. I think,
but it's
Swirlix and Slurpuff. They're definitely kind of bottom of the barrel.
That Swirlix though, don't you dare fucking like.
Wait, hold on. It's the same Pokemon. One of them's just wearing a hat.
No, Swirlix is a little cotton candy puff.
Yes,
and it's cute as fucking hell. Slurpuff.
Face-wise, it is
disgusting.
It is literally the exact same face.
But when the face is on a little tiny creature, it's endearing. You put that face on something big and could look like it could eat a child.
Oh my god!
I'm not a fan anymore.
How big is Slurpuff? I don't actually know.
I couldn't give you an exact height.
It's 2'7".
That thing can fucking eat a child.
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
that thing, like you're walking next to it with a stroller, and it's just gonna gobble that baby up. I think that happens multiple times.
Oh god!
I'm not gonna lie. I think Slurpuff is bad. Swirlix, fine. If they would have just left it at Swirlix and like made it stats like okay, I think I would be fine with Swirlix.
I was not expecting this from you, but this is okay, fair enough.
No, talk about Pokemon I hate. We can get into Golden Go at a different list. Golden Go fucking sucks. I hate that thing so much.
Golden Go?
For the 1,000th Pokemon ever made, they really fucking dropped the ball.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I hate that
it's
thing
just a stick
so
of cheese.
much. Yeah, it's the cheese stick, but then they also made it broken and competitive, so I have to see its stupid little fucking face every time I go on to ranked battles. Whatever, it's not a part of the list. But
that's not part of
the
list.
Slurpuff also bad.
It's not part of the list. Okay, I just had to double check there for a second.
But I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it existing.
Okay. Shall we move on? Are you done with your Slurpuff war crime rant?
Fine, yeah, I'm done ranting out Slurpuff.
I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting that in the slightest. Number 6. We actually have Combusken.
Really?
Yeah.
Combusken.
Now, I do think there's some author bias here because they say, ask anyone who knows me what my favorite food is, and they'll respond with a resounding chicken nuggets. I'm passionate about these golden, crisp little morsels, and have spent many years honing my palate. I'm a true nugget connoisseur. Because of the studying I've done in the field, I can confidently say that Combusken would make some of the most delicious, spicy chicken nuggets on this side of Hoenn.
That is hilarious that they specifically say chicken nuggets because Combusken is shaped like a penis.
Yeah. It's
which is fucking hilarious. Chicken nuggets? Yeah, you're gonna choose the penis chicken. I get it.
Like, you could have chosen Blaziken.
You could have chosen Blaziken.
Yeah. But you specifically chose the penis Pokemon.
But you specifically chose the one that is phallic shaped.
Yeah.
And if listener, right now, if you do not believe me, that thing is literally designed like a phallus. Like, it has a long, oblong part and then 2 little balls at the bottom. It is that thing. Cock and balls. I'm sorry.
It's the cock and balls Pokemon.
There's no other way around it, and it also works because a cock is also another name for a chicken. So it's literally the cock and balls Pokemon. That
is the argument. I get it. I understand.
Okay. Some people also look at Iron Hands or something. I don't know. It's the new paradox. It's the new paradox for Hariyama. And people look at it and they're like, it's a little chode with hands.
I mean, that's what Hariyama is.
It makes me laugh so much because it is kind of a little chode with hands.
Yeah.
But okay, sorry. It's just, I'm thinking that they decided to add that Pokemon in, but then they also added in Miraidon, which in certain angles also looks really phallic.
What is it with Game Freak and penises this time around? They've got a few in there.
They really went for it.
I mean, it's kind of like the Mario trope because there's a lot of Mario.
There's a lot of penises in Mario.
Yes, that's not a joke. There are a lot of hidden penises in like coin structures or like how landscape is in various Mario games. I think 3D World is like the most iconic of the Mario penises, but I can't think of a single Mario game that doesn't have at least one hidden penis in it.
Like, have they come out and said, like, yes, we are actually hiding
Nintendo. No, there's no way they're going to come out and say that. But, like, people have found at least one structure of blocks or coins or something like that resembles a penis in every Mario game. Even the Mario Maker 2 trailer. It started with Mario placing brick block, question mark block, had an empty space, question mark block, brick block, and then in between it placed a pipe.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe that's just our brains.
Possibly, but
I just want to see penis everywhere. Like,
I mean, you're right, but like,
maybe that's just maybe we're the problem.
I think we're the problem, but I don't think it's entirely us. I do think there's a lot of penis in Nintendo games, and I think Pokemon and Mario are pretty good examples of it. You know?
Well, do you remember like when the Rescuers, like the original Rescuers VHS, and it had like the one clip of like a lady being disrobed in her window as they flew by?
What do you mean Rescuers?
Like the Disney movie, The Rescuers.
Oh, I thought we were still talking Nintendo for some reason. I'm like, has there been a Pokemon Rescuers? I just tried playing Pokemon Ranger yesterday. I don't remember Rescuers. Okay.
Well, there's like Red Rescue Team, isn't there?
Yeah, but that's not. That's you wouldn't call that rescuers. You'd call that mystery dungeon. That's a different thing.
But okay, so like, yeah,
okay, yeah, the Disney movie, yes,
yeah, the Disney movie, and they had like the small clip of like a woman disrobing that was like impossible to see, but somehow people saw it and got reported, and I don't know,
that's just how people are, you know.
That one was real. Like, yeah. That one is unmistakable because it was a clip of a real woman. Like, it wasn't even an animated woman. It was a real woman inserted into the movie. Anyway.
I think anytime you give artists a chance to draw a penis, they will draw at least a penis in some way, shape, or form.
That's like when I went to take pictures in actually your hometown. Well, not your hometown, but the town you live very close to.
Nearby, yeah.
I found the graffiti that said, "I love anime porn."
I remember that.
It was just tagged onto the wall.
Like, oh, that was great.
What the hell? Like, I don't know why they had to say it. I mean, it made a pretty cool picture because the contrast of the color that they chose with the brick was like, these are actually complemented colors.
And it was just I heart anime porn.
I heart anime porn. Interesting. People are wild, and that's why Combuskin looks like cock and balls.
I agree. It just do. Moving on though, we're at number 5, Slowpoke.
That's fair. Slowpoke tails is a very common trope in Pokemon.
It is literally people food in the Pokemon
tails. Yeah. Like there's a whole plot in the Johto regions where like Team Rocket is trying to make money by getting a bunch of Slowpoke tails to sell. Yeah, this one makes sense. This one has to be on any list of edible Pokemon.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they argue. I don't need to read their arguments, but they say, "Have you ever wondered what it is about a Slowpoke's tail that makes Shelter so interested in creating a snack of it?" It says that it turns out this Pokemon's rear appendage, which is a strange way to refer to a tail, but sure enough, it's absolutely delicious because it produces a sweet sap. Which, when I look at that, I don't think
sap?
Sweet. I don't. Yeah, maybe it's
just
producing
a sap.
Yeah.
I was like, that's either sweat or blood. It's not a sap.
It's called sap. But it says even humans find it delicious in addition to their stews when it's dried and simmered in a salty broth. So apparently it can be sweet, it can be salty, it depends on how you cook it. I mean it's the trope. It's the Pokemon food trope. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's well known. This one I'm pretty fine with this. I mean, yeah.
It's
I get it.
It's not explicitly food like fucking Alcremie is, but it's the food of normal Pokemon, and I get it.
It is the food of Pokemon. It's weird that they made Slowpoke of all Pokemon the one that everyone eats when they have Pokemon like Alcremie right there. But
well, they didn't back in Gen 1, that's for sure.
Well, they could have done Krabby. Like, I really think they should have done Krabby, like Krabby Claws.
That would have been a good story.
Crab. But what even is Slowpoke? Like, what Pokemon is, like, not what Pokemon is that? It's a Slowpoke.
What's its real life equivalent?
Animal is that?
Its face kind of looks like a bear to me.
I don't think it's a bear.
I don't think it's a bear, but I think its face is a bear. Like, if you look at the ears and the fact that it specifically hunts for fish. It uses its tail to hunt for fish and stuff.
I think it looks kind of like an otter of some kind.
Yeah, I could. I'd say a mix of bear and otter. I could see that argument because the body definitely looks otterish.
I'm not saying bear at all, man. Okay, I don't know what you're getting from that. But it's like you and your fish scream tail.
Oh my god!
They don't look like that.
I just see things. Okay, I see things.
So does everyone.
Sense.
That's why we have eyes.
I have eyes and glasses to make my vision as good as possible. And this looks like a bear to me. And you're
still seeing this? Man, I think you need to go get new prescriptions.
Again, only in the face. I have my prescription hasn't changed in years. Like
that could be the problem.
No, I've gone to the doctor every time, and it's like, yeah, your prescription hasn't changed at all. I've been eating a fuck ton of carrots, dude, and Slowpoke apparently.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I think they could have done with a different Pokemon for the trope, but yeah, this belongs here.
Yeah, I agree.
That's fine.
All right. Speaking of Pokemon though that are definitely food though, number 4 is Appleton.
Appleton. Yeah, you know what? This thing is pie.
It's just pie. It's apple pie.
I love Appleton so much. And we asked, like, what would a dragon taste like? We found it. We can eat a dragon right here, and it's going to taste like apple pie, which, to be fair, apple pie is not my favorite.
Yeah, I like more of the cream pies, and cream cheese pie in particular is really good.
So, yeah, no, I like more of, like, the cream based pies.
I'm disappointed in you. In you. You were the one trying to avoid innuendos earlier, and here you are.
Well, I went from one innuendo to try to avoid one to going straight back into him. Anyway.
That's fair. That's true. Yeah.
No, I mean, I get it. Like, my favorite pie in the entire world is pumpkin pie. And that in itself is also something I like more than most cakes. But
really?
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, even my brothers, like my family, I don't know what it is about me and my brothers, but we love pumpkin pie so much. Like, we would ask for it for our birthday instead of cake. We would want pumpkin pie.
I'm
which
more
makes
of a cake
sense
person in general,
because like my birthday happens to be around, the general time that pumpkin pie is very accessible.
Yeah.
So like it worked out. But yeah, I freaking love pumpkin pie. I think it's one of the best. And I used to just pound that thing plain. Like, I wouldn't put any type of whipped cream or anything on it.
Say here. Nope.
No prep needed.
No prep. Oh God. Why?
That wasn't even supposed to be bad.
And yet it was, Trace. And yet it was. All right.
I was just saying, like, I would eat it without the whipped cream, okay? Or anything else. Whatever. Where were we? What Pokemon are we even talking about?
We're talking about Appleton.
Appleton would be delicious. I think it's fine. I mean, I would hate to kill an Appleton, though. Appleton would be one of those things where I would be like, it's too cute to eat. You know the way that we think of horses now?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'd lick it.
Okay.
Appleton, not a horse. I wouldn't lick a horse.
No.
But I'd lick an Appleton, you know? Well,
and I've tried horse meat before, and it tastes fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's just for some reason here in America, we have decided that horses are too cute to kill.
I mean, here in America, we've also decided not to eat haggis. I don't. America.
Which that one was a good call. That was a good call, though.
Why? Okay. From someone in the ag world, you know more about this than I do. I've had haggis. I think haggis is good. Gross. Why do you think...
I've had menudo.
Is there an actual reason to not like haggis? Or is it just disgusting?
It's gross. It's just a gross food.
It's gross? Okay. Yeah, I've seen some arguments that it like carries disease or something like that, and I'm like, it's meat. It's not really meat. It's not...
Well, because it's
organ.
It's like the leftover meat stuffed into a stomach, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 So it's usually like the non-good cuts of meat. So
no, okay. When you say leftover meat, I'm referring to like lungs and stomach. That's what haggis is. It's mainly lungs.
Yeah. And the lungs specifically are not a good thing to eat, if I remember correctly, because they are like your absorbers of a lot of contaminants.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I mean, people eat liver all the goddamn time, so who knows?
True. That is literally the absorber of contaminant. That is precisely what liver is.
And liver is disgusting.
Yeah.
The amount of times liver and onions would be served in my house when I was young was disappointingly large.
Yeah. Anywho, back to fucking Appleton. Yeah, it says that it produces another one of those Pokemon that produces sap, or in this one, a particular nectar, that wafts out from its body, luring in bug types that it preys upon, which makes sense. Dragons do
lures in me for little tiny kisses on its big old tummy.
It's cute. Yeah, I imagine that it smells really good. I imagine it's one of those things that like you could lick the sap off of and stuff like that.
I'm not gonna lick my Appleton. I'm sorry. Like, it's just weird. That's like me picking up my cat and going, nah. Like,
The only reason that's disgusting is because fur and skin, but this one is just crust. It's just like
it's not just crust. That is a skin. I think you are confused. Like, just because a Pokemon looks like something doesn't mean that's exactly what it is.
No, it's canon.
I mean,
it's canon.
Like, the little strap things you can peel off and eat, yes, but it's just skin.
It's canon that this crust was so delicious that children enjoyed it as a snack, though there's no explanation for why this practice stopped. It's not skin, it's just crust.
The little things on its back. And also, you're trusting the website over
I'm
whatever.
The website.
Like, I know the straps, I'm pretty sure, are like edible, but I don't think it's fair to call it crust.
Okay. I'd eat the straps then for sure. I would definitely eat the straps if they regrow. Eat the straps. You know?
Okay, bootlicker.
No, they're a strap eater. There's a difference. All right, moving on. This one's actually a Pokemon we have mentioned before. Number 3. What do you think it is?
Miltank?
No. Swirlix.
Oh, crap. Oh. Swirlix, really?
Yeah. You mentioned Swirlix earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little cotton candy boy. I think that's fine.
I'm glad that the list also agrees it's better than Slurpuff, though.
Yeah, that's true. Slurpuff did not deserve to be on this list.
Yeah.
But Swirlix, I can see. I mean, it's just a little cotton candy puff thing.
Like, yeah, it's basically just cotton candy. I think we talked about it enough in
the last one. I don't even think we need to linger here. It's fine. I think it needs to be this high? No. But it's fine.
In terms of actual like candy and stuff, cotton candy's good, but I don't think it's up there. You know, it's
I remember
not my favorite candies.
So since we're talking about how much of a country kid I am, I used to be in the 4-H, and we would go to the county fair, and like to be a part of the 4-H, you'd have to work in the concession stands for a day with your like chapter of 4-H students.
That makes sense.
And I remember always wanting to man the cotton candy machine because it was so fun. But also, you would leave with your hands. Making cotton candy is pretty fun. Yeah, you would leave with your hands just feeling disgusting because they'd just be covered in like crystal, like sugar and stuff, and it would just it was fun, but there was a drawback. Also, my other favorite job was hiding in the back and pretending that I was looking for stuff when I really wasn't. I just didn't want to work. That was my other favorite job.
That's everyone in the restaurant industry. That's everyone who's ever worked in food service does that. You're not alone.
I learned young. I went to back. Oh, what are you doing back here? Just looking for cups. Yeah. Oh, they're right here. Oh, my goodness. I missed them this entire time. Oh, wait. Those weren't the size I was looking for. I'll keep looking, though.
I love that. Yeah. I've definitely done that before. Many times. I hate the food service industry, and I think everyone who works in it does that exact same thing. You're not alone.
You're fine. I get it. I think Swirlix, though, good.
Swirlix is pretty good. It's just cotton candy. You know, that's just how it be. Number 2, and this is gonna frustrate you, but number 2 is Miltank.
I don't think I'm frustrated. I'm curious as to what they put as number 1, but Miltank, that makes sense.
You will be frustrated.
What do they say?
They say these pink bovines are known for producing a delicious, nutritious drink known as Moo Moo Milk. And this is powerful stuff, capable of curing sick humans and Pokemon alike. Miltank is a highly sustainable food source, as it can produce more than 5 gallons of milk per day. You might be tempted to serve up a juicy Miltank burger, but you'd get a lot more nutritional mileage out of keeping one around to make yogurt, cheese, butter, and other dairy staples. Which, I can see that argument. I understand wanting to keep one of the 2 cow Pokemon for meat and one of them for milk and stuff. Having Miltank for the milk and having Tauros for the meat. I get that. That's commendable. 5 gallons seems like a lot per cow to me. I've never milked a cow before. Is 5 gallons a lot?
I think that's a Pokemon exaggeration. I don't know. Look it up, because I couldn't tell you. I didn't do a lot of dairy science. I was looking up. I was like, was my claim that heifers usually aren't the ones that go to slaughter? And yes, usually the small ones, but it seems that now in most like stockyard or big production ones, all of them go to slaughter. Heifers, steers, all of them.
It's not sad. It's still meat. I'm fine with it.
It's equality.
Equality. We don't want to be sexist against our meat.
Yeah.
Everyone deserves death.
We kill them all. But no, yeah, it is more typical for steers to go to slaughter, because that's just where the muscle is. Like, you're gonna get a lot leaner and high quality meat to come from a steer than a heifer.
It checks. I follow that. Also, I did look it up. Apparently, 5 gallons per day is pretty low.
Really?
The average cow produces 8 gallons of milk per day of her milking period.
Interesting. Okay.
And that makes sense. From 4-H. So if there's a site I trust, it's 4-H. I'm surprised that is that much per day. Like, that seems crazy. That seems like so much milk to me.
They produce a lot of milk because think about how big them babies are, which this is something that I don't think a lot of people understand. And it's that, like, for a cow to have to produce milk, like they don't just produce it naturally. Like it's not a 24/7 thing. They have to have been pregnant or just had a baby to produce milk.
This is true. Yeah, you're right. You are right.
And I don't think a lot of people know this. So normally dairy cows are having to put through a cycle of being pregnant, then milked, and then usually the baby is taken away to either be raised by hand or slaughtered for veal. So it's not a happy industry.
Yeah. But milk tank is different. I've never seen a pregnant milk tank. And we're back.
Oh my
Welcome
God,
to
I'm
Tech
so
Issues.
sorry.
No,
anyway,
okay. I don't think this is your fault. I think this is just Discord, maybe? I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
It's dumb.
But yeah, I mean, milk tank, I don't know. I think maybe milk tank has to get pregnant to produce milk. I think, who knows? We don't know.
We don't know what's going on at those
we don't know about the
daycares.
Agricultural practices.
Fair enough. All right. Number one. Now that you know milk tank is not number one, what do you think number one is?
We've already done Krabby.
We've done Krabby. That was number 20.
Is it Crabominable?
No.
Interesting. What would be
Here,
number
I'll
one?
go back through the list so you can remember what all we've done. So we started with Krabby,
Okay.
Magikarp, Cherubi or Cherubi or Cherubi or this berry is bisexual. Chansey, Vanillite, Bayleaf, Tauros, Tepig, Cloyster, which we have had many discussions about, Execute, Oddish, Alcremie, Jigglypuff, which I can't get past without taking serious. I can't take Jigglypuff seriously on this list.
No,
Slurpuff,
it didn't deserve to be here.
Combuskin, the Cock and Ball, Slowpoke, Appleton, Swirlix, and of course Miltank. So what is number one?
Gosh, I don't know. If I had to throw something out there, I really don't know. They've gone through most of the ones that I think are like, okay, these are the Pokemon that you eat. I don't know. Can you give me like I actually want to try to guess this. Can you give me like
you want
like
generation?
Give me what type of Pokemon first. Like, does it look like, is it land, water? What is, give me the type.
Let me look it up because I don't actually know.
Oh, okay. So
I think it's normal. I think it's normal.
I think it's just a normal type. So it's just a normal.
Yes, it is normal type.
Just normal. No normal fairy. No.
Just normal.
Anything. Okay, just a normal type. God. Okay, now you're gonna have to give me generation because that gave me nothing.
Gen 1.
Like Gen 1 normal type.
Gen 1 normal type.
That
there's one more hint I can give but it will give away what this Pokemon is.
Gen 1. Okay. Here's my admission. I don't like Gen 1 is fine. I think it's the weakest of all. You're
not a Gen 1er.
Sorry.
I get it.
A normal type, and it's not a Tauros.
It's not a Tauros. Tauros was already on there.
Yeah, it can't be no. Okay, give me the last hint that's going to give it away.
You said the first letter, but that wasn't the hint. I'm saying it's normal type most of the time.
Most of the time?
Mm-hmm.
Ditto?
It's Ditto. Ditto is number one on this list.
No, that's a bad choice.
It says Ditto scores the top spot on my list because it could literally become any other Pokemon, making it by far the most edible creature in the Pokédex.
Yeah,
craving
as soon as
sweet, Appleton. Craving some seafood, Magikarp. Are you dreaming of spicy nuggets? Cock and balls again. I'm surprised that more farmers haven't ditched the Tauros and Flaffy to run Ditto ranches.
Because
hate
as
this.
soon as the thing fucking dies, it's gonna go back to being Purple Blob.
This is such a cop-out. I hate this so much.
There's no, they have not thought this through at all.
They didn't think this through.
You are going to get a Ditto. Like, let's say you turn it into a Slowpoke and you want some Slowpoke tails, you're gonna pop off that tail. It's gonna instantly just turn back into, like,
it's just gonna be goo, yeah.
It's just gonna be goo, and you're gonna be like, oh, disappointed. Because it's a fucking Ditto.
It's just a Ditto, yeah. It doesn't stay whatever meat it turns into whenever it dies. It turns back into Ditto when it faints.
Be another Ditto.
If it becomes unconscious, it just turns back into Ditto.
It goes back to Ditto.
Yeah.
So this wasn't thought through at all.
No, I don't think it was.
It's a bad choice. Who's the author of this article?
I'm not going to dox them and say their name. I will say though, can we can we somehow try to salvage this? Because they gave their arguments that it can transform into anything, and we have argued against that already. As Ditto alone, what do you think Ditto tastes like?
Crayons.
Crayons?
Yeah, crayons. I think it tastes like crayons.
Why crayons?
I don't know. I tried to think of like a musty, kind of waxy tasting thing, and I was like, oh, crayons. That's instantly crayons.
Yeah? Okay, you know what? I get it. I understand the argument now.
I look at Ditto and I'm like, that fucking thing tastes like crayons.
I was thinking that it would taste like gelatin, you know?
Gelatin? I don't think it would taste good. I don't think it would taste kind of waxy.
As someone who dislikes gelatin, I do still agree. But that would at least be some argument as to why it belongs on a list of food.
I mean, if you decided gelatin or maybe pudding or maybe like some type of creme I don't know.
Brulee? No, I wouldn't be creme brulee. There's no way in hell. It's Ditto.
It's Ditto. This was a stupid
this was a bad choice.
I get that you were probably paid to write a list to like get some clicks on some Pokemon fans, and you didn't have to put too much thought into it. But
yeah,
you should have put a little bit more thought into it when you chose Ditto. Okay.
I mean, I knew that when they said Jigglypuff, but let's be real here.
Well, and they also put Magikarp out of like the other thousands of fish that have been like told that they actually taste good.
Okay, but Magikarp is actually considered food in like the anime and games. Like I get it. There are plot points around putting Magikarp there. But
no,
yeah, this was...
I specifically remember that Magikarp is said to taste nasty. So, no.
Fair enough. Yeah, ultimately...
Maybe, I don't know, maybe in the newer games. I don't know.
That's fair. But ultimately, how would you say this list fared? Because there were some good options. There were definitely some good ones. Like there are arguments for some of the Pokemon, like Bayleaf. I wouldn't have thought of Bayleaf as a food, but yeah, I could see that being food. Tauros, I think that definitely belongs here. Not sure about Cloyster. But like, there's some Pokemon I hadn't thought of as food.
If they would have thought a little harder, they could have come up with a much better list. As a Pokemon fan, I am disappointed. I do not like this list.
I'm also disappointed. I think I give this list overall, I think a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that this person is probably someone who played maybe like the first or second generations when they were younger. They fell off of it. They've just kind of sort of picked up Pokemon through the zeitgeist of things. And they were told by their boss that they needed to write a Pokemon article to get some clicks.
Oh my god.
And this is what happened.
I looked up every article they've written on Fandom Spot. All of it is either Animal Crossing or Pokemon. So they do have notable experience writing articles about Pokemon. Now, I will say the edible one, that looks like their 4th Pokemon list. That's their fourth article on Pokemon. So the first one they had was best grinding spots to level up in Sun and Moon. Then they had the stinkiest Pokemon ever made, the cutest legendaries, and then the edible ones. And that's how it was.
Okay, first of all, cutest legendaries, Victini.
Victini's up there.
But that is a mythical, and we can get into this whole entire argument about.
I'm not getting into an argument about whether mythicals are legendaries or not.
But I don't know. I still think that this probably not their best list. They may have done it when they were tired. I get it. I write articles too. It sucks. I don't think he did a very good job. And I get it. I write some articles that are real stinkers, but I still put them out there because they're still somewhat informative.
Yeah, this is true. But yeah, ultimately not the best article that we could have had. Not the best list of edible Pokemon out there.
Before we go, what would be your top 3 edible Pokemon? Out of all of them, top 3.
Okay, well, I will note that I do not like seafood at all. So if you're expecting a better fish or like a better crab from me, no.
Okay.
Wrong. Incorrect.
That's fine.
Tauros is up there because I love my burgers. I'm definitely a big burger fan.
It's fine.
Alcremie probably deserves to be up there. And I'm torn. Okay, so I think Tauros is my number 1. Alcremie is my number 2. I'm torn between Bread Dog that I don't know the name of.
Dashbun.
That's what it is. Is that the first or second one?
That's the second one, I'm pretty sure.
That's the second one? So that's when the bread is cooked and it's like crunchy and you know?
Tasty, yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Now that I'm talking myself into it, I think that's number 3. I think Dashbun has to be number 3.
Dashbun?
So
okay.
Tauros, Alcremie, and Dashbun. Those are my top 3.
Okay, my top 3. Okay. I'm going to have to go with a Krabby or a Kingler. You know, I'm going to go with a Kingler just to make it different because, oh man, I love crab. I think it's delicious. Probably gonna also have to go with a Tauros just because that's versatility, babe. Like
it's just cow, yeah.
Like beef is one of the best food sources we have right now, and we can get into arguments about how agriculture arguments, and that's fine.
I'm not getting into those. I'm not qualified.
Beef is one of the best food sources we have right now.
True.
And then third, I don't like the dessert ones because those freak me out a little bit.
Yeah, I've noticed. You're not keen on them.
No, they freak me out a little bit. Not too big of a fan. So I'm probably going to have to, yeah. But you know what? I'm going to have to agree with them that cock and balls chicken probably pretty good.
Is it because it's cock and balls, or is it because it's chicken?
I think it's just because it's chicken. Like, you can't do a Torchic because that's just a little chick.
Yeah.
You can't do Blaziken because that thing is like a man. So like you have
that was all right. You know what? Fine. That was my argument for another Pokemon. I don't remember which one. You were trying to make an argument as to why for Tepig. That's what it was. You wanted to make an argument as to You wanted to find out why they picked Tem. There's no M there. Tepig instead of Emboar. Tepig. And I'm like, Emboar is just a man.
Well, okay, yeah, but not really. Emboar looks more boar than man to me. But also, like, in the case of the list, like, I think it would be smarter to choose Emboar.
I do agree it would be smarter to choose Emboar. But
yeah, no,
yeah,
Blaziken is...
I get.
Blaziken is just a man. I'm sorry. Like, a cool looking man. But that's a man with some chicken claws. He also doesn't look like he has a whole lot of edible meat on him.
Yeah, you're right. It's mostly feathers.
Combuskin.
Combuskin's got thighs for days.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
Have you seen that thing?
Holy shit.
God damn. Like,
all right. Well, this I don't know what I was expecting to happen in this episode. We didn't do what I was expecting. Whatever I was expecting was.
Okay, cool.
We had a few interesting tangents. Such as Slurpuff being a war criminal.
I was like, did you not like my war criminal tangent?
No! I'm still gonna need, I don't know, I need time to recover from that one. But thank you all for watching. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Do we know what we're doing with our outro yet?
No, just make sure that you recommend us to your friends because we're lonely and we want more people to talk with.
If you listen to us on all of the services that you have the ability to listen to us on, we get promoted more on those services, which means that we get more views, and that's pretty hype. I'm not gonna lie. Look at me and Trace. Don't you want us to succeed? I want us to succeed.
Let me do it for you.
No, never mind. I no longer want you to succeed. Fuck off, Trace. I hate that sound so bad. Anyway,
why?
No. That's discussion for another day. Thank you all for watching or listening. Have a fantastic rest of the day. We'll see you all in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.